to discuss about the group velocity and phase velocity. So in this presentation we are going to study about group velocity and phase velocity individual, the relationship between group velocity and phase velocity, and the concept involved in these two velocities. So, and obviously the applications of group velocity and phase velocity and where it is applied. So in the next slide we are going to discuss about the prerequisites of group velocity and phase. So before we start the group velocity and wave velocity, we should know about the basics of waves and the wave equation and the terms associated with waves. So a wave is a disturbance or oscillation that travels through space accompanied by the transfer of energy, and the most basic waveform is represented by the equation y equals to a cos omega t minus kx, where omega equals to 2 pi nu is the angular frequency and nu is the frequency, and k denotes the wave vector or wave number, and it is equals to the 2 pi by lambda, where lambda is the wavelength of the wave. So if Vp is the phase velocity, or we can say it the wave velocity of the above wave moving in positive x direction, then Vp equals to lambda times nu. Thus the above equation can also be written as y equals to a cos 2 pi nu in the bracket t minus x upon Vp. Now the second thing we should know before studying the wave velocity and group velocity is the de Broglie hypothesis and matter waves. So in 1923, de Broglie proposed a hypothesis, and according to that, the wave particle duality must not be restricted to radiation but should be universal. That is, matter particles or material particle should also possess wave particle duality. So a moving particle, whatever its nature, has wave property associated with it. In simple way, suppose the matter is made up of various molecules, and molecules is made up of atoms, and further when we describe about the constituents of atoms, it is electron, proton and neutron. So when we are talking about the fundamental units, so the nucleons and electrons are the fundamental units of atom. So everything in the universe is made up of these. In this slide we can see the visualization of the concept. So basically there are two figures. One figure you can see three different waves which are very slightly differ in the frequencies, and I have named these three waves as f0, f1 and f2. Okay, so they have proper wave equation like f naught xt equals to cos omega naught t minus k naught x, where the frequency of the f naught wave is omega naught and wave vector is k naught. Similarly, in the second wave, that is on red color, that the angular frequency is omega 1 and wave vector is k1. Similarly, in the third wave, which is the above waves, having the color green, and that is having the angular frequency omega 2 and wave vector k2. So these three waves are very slightly different in frequencies. So when these three waves superimpose, so what is the meaning of superimpose? The summation of these three waves. So in this slide we will discuss about the wave packet. So initially when de Broglie have given the idea of material wave, so initially they have compared the material wave with normal wave, simple wave. So what they have considered that as the normal wave is a single component, the material wave is also comes in a single wave. Okay, but when they have used the different terms, and they have get a derivation and mathematical solution for that, then they will get that the velocity of the particle is found more than the velocity of wave velocity. So that whole thing will be failed because of that. So they have come to the concept that material wave or cannot be described by a single wave until it is a group of wave. So this is the proper definition of the wave packet, that instead a moving particle can be represented by superposition of a group of waves which are slightly differing in velocity. Okay, so in the current slide, we are going to describe the mathematical representation of superposition, and we will get the resultant wave equation. Okay, so we are considering here the two waves which are having same amplitude A but slightly different angular frequencies, which are omega and omega plus d omega, where d omega is a very small element. Okay, and the wave numbers such as k and k plus dk. So these waves can be represented as y1 equals to a cos omega t minus kx, and y2 equals to a cos omega plus d omega t minus k plus dk into x. When these two waves interfere, the resultant is given by y equals to y1 plus y2. Since here we are using two waves, then the superposition or resultant wave can be written as y equals to y1 plus y2. Suppose we are taking more than two waves, then y equals to y1 plus y2 plus y3 and so on. Okay, so basically what are the superposition? Now after simplifying the resultant wave equation, we will get y equals to 2a cos 2 omega t minus 2kx upon 2 and cos d omega t minus dkx upon 2. Now further when we simplify that, then we got 2a cos omega t minus kx into cos bracket under bracket d omega t minus dkx upon 2. So now you can see that this portion has 2a cos omega t minus kx. This is, if you are comparing this equation, that resultant equation, with the simple wave equation, then this portion will represent the modulation or wave envelope, and this extra term of d omega t, that is due to the superposition or due to the envelope of the wave. Okay, so here it is also written that the above wave equation represent a wave of 2a cos omega t minus kx, which is the first part, with the modulation, that is the envelope of cos d omega t minus dkx by 2. The velocity. Now there are three velocities associated with the wave or material particles motion. So first one is the particle velocity, means the velocity which the material particle is moving. Second is the wave velocity and group velocity. So the wave packet generates with the material motion, due to the material particle motion is there are two velocity. So we have to find the relationship between all the three. So first we have to find the relationship between particle velocity, that is represented by capital V, and group velocity, that is represented by Vg. So first thing, what are the initial terms? So we have considered the de Broglie relation, which is lambda equals to h upon p. Now we are taking the relativistic term. Okay, so according to the relativistic term, p equals to momentum is represented by normally mv, but in relativistic case p equals to m naught v upon root में 1 minus v square by c square. So gamma here, gamma here in the denominator is represented. Okay, so in the previous slide we already found d omega by dv. In this slide we just find dk upon dv. So there are two equation 1 and 2. One represent the d omega upon dv and 2 represent the dk upon dv. Now we have to find vg. So vg equals to d omega upon dv upon dk upon dv. So we have just substituted the value of these two equations, and we are just got the condition vg equals to capital V. So what is the relation between group velocity and particle velocity? So Vg equals to d omega upon dk and equals to V. That is, the group velocity is equals to the particle velocity. So that is technically and theoretically also correct, because that envelope velocity is equals to the velocity of particle. So that both the velocity are equal. In the previous concept which are given, that the material wave is a single wave, that concept is wrong, because in that case the velocity. Previous slide we have already derived the formula between relation between particle velocity capital V and group velocity Vg. Now it's turn to find out the relation between phase velocity or wave velocity Vp and group velocity. So we already know that omega equals to Vp into k, and d omega, if we differentiate the omega, d omega equals to dVp k plus Vp into dk. So what is the group velocity formula? Vg equals to d omega upon dk. So we just divide this d omega with dk. So d omega upon dk equals to Vp plus k dVp upon dk, or Vg equals to Vp plus k dVp upon dk. So this is the relation between Vg and Vp. This first one is the relation between Vg and Vp. This first one is the relation between Vg and Vp in terms of wave vector. Now if you find out the relation between Vg and Vp, now in this slide we are going to solve some problem based on the group velocity and phase velocity. So there is a problem which states as an electron has a de Broglie wavelength of 2 pm. Pm means picometer. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 12 meter. Find its kinetic energy and the phase and group velocity of its de Broglie waves. Okay. So what we have to find? The phase and group velocity, okay, and the kinetic energy. Okay. So the first step to solve this kind of question is to identify whether this equation or this question is a relativistic or non-relativistic case. Okay. So if your PC has the more value than m naught c square, then that is the case of relativistic, and when it is less, then that is the case of non-relativistic. Okay. So the first step is to calculate Pc for the electron. So Pc equals to P is h by lambda into C. So we already know the value of line. Okay, so V equals to C root में 1 minus E naught square by E square. So equals to C root 1 minus E naught is 511 keV upon E square. Total energy is 803 keV. How we can find E? E is equals to the root P square C square minus E square. Okay, so we already E naught square. So we already have E naught square and PC is का whole square. Okay, so we just put the value of all these things and we just calculate it, and we get V equals to 0.771 times C. Okay, so according to the formula, group velocity is equals to the particle velocity. So Vg equals to V. So our group velocity is equals to 0.771 C. And what is our Vp? Phase velocity is equals to C square upon V. So C square upon V is 0.771 C. So when we calculate this, we got Vp equals to 1.30 C. Now in this problem we have calculated all the things.